Okay, this video is going to be on Brock Lesnar, who made a surprise appearance at the UFC 146 pay-per-view, and a lot of people have been talking now, especially after this post-fight press conference when Dana White stated that he and Brock had not spoken yet, but he has a feeling that Brock has not come back in attendance to UFC just to talk about fights, and pretty much saying that he has a feeling that Brock wants to come back, and he smiled and said there is a possibility he may come back. And now everyone is gone up in arms, everyone's talking and speculating, and pretty much making their own little fantasy fights of what could possibly happen. And I'm just giving you my 2 cents on what I think. I think it's all, a bunch of bullshit, honestly. I think it's just a way for Dana White to really get all eyes on the all eyes on the UFC, because Brock Lesnar, you can't hide the fact that he's a draw, whether it be in the WWE or UFC. He brings in numbers that is pretty much unparalleled to anyone else in the combat sport industry at all. And right now, Brock is making $5 million in the WWE. And for really what? He's made, I think, six weeks he worked before Extreme Rules. And considering that he makes $5 million a year, that would be, I actually wrote it down here, $416,000 even, like if you round it out, a month. And that would be $89,285 a week and $13,698 a day. And you're telling me Brock Lesnar wants to leave that to go to UFC, where he's pretty much getting his ass kicked for real. And in WWE, he plays that role as a monster heel. Sure, he loses, but he's getting paid $5 million, and he said it himself. He's only in for the money. He needs the money since pretty much getting hit for real isn't working out for him. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's going to train for a year, maybe come back in 2014 or maybe late 2013. But I just don't think that Lesnar's that type of guy who's going to put his health on the line just to boost his ego and get his, his win-loss record in MMA even, or whatever. That's pretty much it. If he does return, sure, good for him. He's doing what he wants to do, but the smart thing would do, I think he have a kid coming on the way as well. Like, he wants to show his kid, hey, daddy can still, still get it on in the octagon. But I just think it's people getting, just really picking what Dana White says really down to the core, and I think that's what he wants. And now a lot of people are actually believing the hype and saying that, oh, he's going to return. But I doubt that highly, especially considering he's under contract. So maybe after the contract, you never know. But if I were to predict now, I would say I don't think so. He might come. I don't know. There's always a chance he can come back, but not as a fighter. It's one of those little host guys. But when you got a guy who's like 6'5" and like 300 pounds, it's kind of hard to make him like a host rather than a fighter. But that's all I really got to say about that. Just don't believe everything and stop really believing the guy just because he says Lesnar's coming back. Really, I don't know. Just no. I just see him in WWE for the year and then just taking his $5 million, riding off into the sunset, and then when that money's gone, he'll be right back in the WWE, because that's where the money is. He pretty much gets paid to do nothing, and what more do you really want? Do you want to get paid, $3 million to get your ass kicked in 2 minutes, or get paid $5 million through a year and pretty much sit at home and work minimal days? And enough said. And that's all. See you guys in the next video.